We are live. It is Wednesday. It's time to talk American soccer. What a time to be alive, Mr. DuBois. What a time to be alive.
It's such a snow-lose week.
I mean, I am sad for this is the who's the business reporter who said that thing once, like, I'm so sad for our country.
Neil Cavuto.
Incredible content. No, it was the other guy.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
The guy that's always
Darren
yelling.
Darren Rovell said it, right? He said, I'm so sad for our country, but this is incredible content. I'm so sad for American soccer, but this is incredible content, my friend. This is next level content. In all my life, I don't think I thought we would have this moment right now. Like this, talking about stuff.
Well, why would you? Why would you ever think that this moment was going to exist?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Okay, did we really? Okay, maybe I'm in the minority here. I always felt like is that we're just revisiting the wound that was already open. Like, I don't feel like I really got anything new out of any of this. Do you feel like there was really much new out of this? Other than just now is official, like officially confirmed that the Reynas are terrible people?
You're right. We knew, we had heard already, obviously through the initial disclosure of the Gio drama at the World Cup, and then who it was that, Berhalter claimed was blackmailing him, although this report does clarify, not blackmail, or not, not extortion, not technically legally speaking. But, this thing did give us details, right? It gave us specifics. Yeah. It gave us,
it gave a referee made the call. VAR reviewed it and made a call.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what it is. Like we knew it was a red card, but now we know just how aggressively dangerous
this is a call. This is a good call. This was new. Like Claudio's comments on the female referees. Thank you, BMR209 in the chat for reminding us that was new. Knowing that he was a crappy person in other ways as well.
Yeah, that part was extreme. Look, being an overbearing ass out of a parent is kind of an American tradition, and especially in recent times, right? Especially in sports, we're sort of inundated with bad sports parents and bad stage parents and bad parents in general who make their kid this most special kid in the world, and everybody else sucks and is crap, and my kid gets special attention. That stuff's normal. But to have it so clearly identified that Claudio Reyna or was sexist, is sexist, I don't know if that changed for him, and combined his protective vibe or protective need to watch over Gio with this sexism. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know. I feel about this is like, and listen, I don't know if he's sexist or just shitty, but it's kind of like people who can't tell the difference between weather and climate when they say it's global warming, but it's snowing outside. Okay, right. Okay, that's weather. Yeah. This is climate. Let's know the difference between the two things.
But it's like that. It's like the person who says who yells out, and this is not quite the same thing, but it's still bad. Who yells out a racial epithet and in the heat of an angry tirade, and then goes, "Oh, I was just angry. I'm not actually racist." No. It came out because you were at your most honest when you were angry. So it seems pretty clear to me that Claudio Reyna has some pretty strong sexist attitudes if that's what comes out when he's bitching about Gio's treatment during a U17 game. Is that what that was?
Yeah,
something like Academy game, something like that? I mean, come on.
It's interesting. We know there's a few things. There's small little tidbits that we did learn a little bit more about here and there. And one of them being that, on the Berhalter side, and I think Berhalter ends up becoming the better looking one, as much as one can look better when they beat their wife or at the time girlfriend.
Whoa.
But he told the truth. I guess that's what comes down to this. At least he was honest with the committee. He took part in the process. I think for those reasons, he ends up looking like the better of the two losers here. But it is interesting it came out that it looks like Rose Berhalter hit him as well on that night, and him first.
Rosalind yes, she did. She did apparently hit him. But
there is more context. It doesn't make it okay, but that's stuff we didn't know. There's more context to that scenario than we knew before. So it is interesting to see as this came out. And it just makes me wonder too, as this announcement comes out, who's raising their hand still saying that they want this job? Either of them. Who's raising their hand saying, I want to walk into this hornet's nest and try to make something of this?
Yeah, that's an issue. I think that's probably the most important thing now, especially with the word today on the Nations League roster. And we will talk about the Nations League roster. I'm curious what people make of Claudio now. Like, what's your Jared? You and I go back, right? We go back. But that's the thing. Like, of course he's toast. Of course we don't want to see him working in American soccer again. The Professional Referees Association, whoever that was very strong in their statement against him because of that sexist comment he made via email to U.S. Soccer. But, this is a guy, when I was talking about him on WNBC on the radio, which you are aware.
WNBC.
Right,
WNBC.
It's been a banner week over at the WNBC studios this week. Tons to talk about.
Fantastic week in terms of the content, Emil. Absolutely.
Reyna, BC.
I said, this is a guy who's up there with probably Tab Ramos for the best midfielder the United States has ever produced.
Yeah, John O'Brien's in that conversation too, but not for longevity. The other two have much more longevity.
Michael Bradley?
John O'Brien. No, John O'Brien.
John O'Brien. John O'Brien's, no. I mean, okay, maybe talent-wise, sure. I'm just talking about
it depends how you want
accomplishments,
to phrase
longevity.
It, yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is he's in a conversation. I'm not trying to open up the debate on the best midfielder.
The original Captain America. I mean, he was the long-serving American captain, one of the first guys to really do it at multiple levels in Europe. John Harkes was over there doing some of it. A few guys dabbled. Reyna, Rangers, Sunderland, Wolfsburg, Man City. He was the first guy that really did it. He was a trailblazer.
He was, and that's why this is extra sad for me, right?
Yeah.
And you can't know what somebody's like sort of behind closed doors when we're just watching him play soccer. And we had seen Claudio publicly because of his role with various organizations over the years, but I don't think we knew about this. And I will say, and this is not an excuse, although they invoked Jack's memory in the statement, or the agent did. In this statement. Now, I cannot believe for a second that the Reynas did not read and sign off on that statement before it was published via Apple Notes.
This is the break
iPhone
in
notes.
case of emergency thing, right? This is the last thing that can make you feel something for the Reynas, and rightly so. They went through a terrible, terrible tragedy. But that doesn't excuse the behavior, a pattern of behavior. If he said something crappy on the week that his son passed away, I get it. We're talking about a pattern behavior over 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
I don't think you get to blame that.
This is what the statement said. I'm sure most people have seen it already, but this is what it said. U.S. Soccer is a small community. Anyone who knows the Reynas knows that they are kind, generous people who have devoted countless hours and energy to promoting U.S. soccer and to the welfare of so many fellow players, parents, coaches, administrators, and others. They are also a tremendously loving family that was profoundly impacted by the terrible loss of their eldest son, Jack, to cancer in 2012 at the age of 13. Claudio and Danielle acknowledge that they have said and done things in the heat of the moment that they regret, particularly the statement that triggered the U.S. soccer investigation. Gio acknowledges that, like countless players before, he showed too much disappointment when not selected to play at the World Cup.
That
is only part of the story, but the only side of the story that the investigators chose to tell. It is disheartening and grossly unfair to see the family turned into one-dimensional caricatures to progress a narrative that benefits others. Hopefully, as a U.S. soccer community, we are better than that. Ever the victims...
Do me a favor. Reynas. Back in that first paragraph when it says the Reynas have been what? Like they said, contributors. What did they say about about what they've done well for U.S. soccer in that first paragraph?
They are kind, generous people who have devoted countless hours and energy to promoting U.S. soccer and to the welfare of so many fellow players. So if you have donated
so much and you have given so much and you are so great, where's the people standing by your side right now? Where are all those people that are... Where's the posse? Where's the entourage? Where's the people that are standing up next to you in your moment of need saying, yep, they are these people. They are not the people you've seen in this report. They are different.
So terrible. It sounds so terrible. Even Bill Cosby had people standing by his side, right? Even Bill Cosby had people saying, Bill's a good guy. What are you talking about with all this?
I'm honestly, where's the people standing by their side? So if that is so true, I just don't understand why they don't have an ally or someone standing up and saying, "Hey, you got the wrong version of these guys."
Yeah,
from what I can tell, it sounds like we nailed it on the head.
Yeah. I don't like the statement. It's self-serving. It paints them as victims. It basically kind of shifts the blame. It says, hey, we did all this good stuff. It's unfair for you to treat us like this, except, again, it's in the report, it's in the investigation that they chose not to engage with the interviews that they could have used to tell their side of the story, right? Here's a one-sided story. Well, why is it one-sided, Mr. and Mrs. Reyna? Well, because you chose not to engage with this, right? I know there is a USMNT Anon portion of the fan base that is saying that this was some sort of hit piece investigation meant to tear down the Reynas. For some reason, I can't fathom why that would be a good idea for U.S. soccer, by the way, to tear down the Reynas.
They were just too strong, too powerful.
The idea that all of U.S. soccer is on Berhalter's side.
Some people out there need to hear this, Jason.
For this?
Some people out there need to hear this. House of Cards isn't real. Like, that's not real life. What you see on Netflix and what you see, dramas that you watch.
We almost chose House of Cards for this week's image. It was in the mix. We did not go with that. I know some people have complained about us talking about an image. Watch the YouTube version of the show.
You'll get it faster.
We'll also tweet this stuff. But Nicholas Soup and Sausage, Nicholas Soup and Salad did an incredible job with the Americans. It's very good. It's Danielle and Claudio.
Great job with the graphic, but let's make sure we understand that the phrase is from me.
The phrase was from you. I came up with the idea of the show as the image, but you did say the Americans. That was absolutely
for the people in the chat that joined late. Maybe just flash it on the screen real quick. We won't keep talking about it, but just so they can see what we're talking about.
Just so they can see what Nick did this week.
And Nick is saying that once he sees it, he can't unsee it. He is saying that.
I don't know. We need to go down this road.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Okay.
No. Okay. Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead.
No, you.
No, you were going to say what
He's
Nick
saying
has
that
told us.
Claudio Reyna's wife looks like Eric Winalda's sister, and once you see it, you can't not see Eric Winalda in her face. I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. Now you're hanging Nick out to dry, which I'm enjoying. To be honest with you,
I was putting it out there in the Slack.
No, it's okay. Okay.
All right, Nikki's waving a finger. Nikki's waving a finger.
Oh, okay. Let's bring in Nicholas Soup and Sausage, who does have does have a new studio to show off. Apparently,
the Sausage King of Chicago.
Is that Rick Rubin's place?
Reporting for duty? Is that what's happening?
Spinning the dials.
Is that where Diddy did that Super Bowl commercial? Is that where that is? Is that where you are right now? Okay.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What you got, Nick?
So you guys called me out earlier. You
did.
thought that Danielle,
Many
Reyna,
times.
and Eric Winalda.
He's digging in, Jared. He's digging in.
Wait, are you doing a callback because you were hurt, your feelings were hurt?
Let me see.
You tell me there's not a resemblance.
They're both generic-looking white people. I love Eric Winalda,
I don't see
by
it.
the way, but they're both generic-looking white people.
Maybe they have the same eye color. I don't know.
I don't
They're
know.
both wrong.
They're both.
Okay.
We're wrong.
Okay, this is great for the podcast listeners.
They don't look so much alike that you're like they have to be related. It's just that they look similar-ish.
Nick, now you have to put that on our socials because now anyone listening to the show is not going to know.
Yeah,
What the hell
you
are you
put up a
talking
picture of Jared at the right time of day next to Eric Ronaldo. You probably think, oh, those
All right,
guys are.
you got a couple people in the chat saying they have the same mouth, and one says, "I can see
David
it. I'm
says,
with Soup."
I'm with Soup. All right,
Thanks, Dave.
that's right. I'm with Soup.